extraordinary circumstances not previously mentioned places the waiver participant's health, safety, and well-being in jeopardy, resulting in an institutional placement. This is kind of like everything but the kitchen sink.
Exactly. This is the catch-all one.
The
You don't
catch-all.
get the other 4 and you wanna go for it. Come up with a really good reason and the documentation to support it, and they'll review it. Um, yeah, I feel like this is give me what you got kind of a thing, so
Right, throw it all at them. And if you don't meet the other ones, this is the bucket that you should try to get into. And by obtaining the documentation from physician, and I would even recommend approaching multiple professionals that are familiar with your child and their circumstance and their care requirements, and to show that a caregiving situation with a parent is the situation that is most suitable for the child. So it's hard to say what examples are because I think this is so far ranging. Um, do you have any identified examples that come to mind? I'm
I
trying to.
actually don't know anyone that's tried under this. I do tend to tell people if you meet more than one, then I would request it under more than one. Just I'm a, give them all the information that you have. And so I think along with that, then this one has probably also been used in that catch-all. But I don't know anyone that is only submitted under this to know if
Right.
it's difficult or not.
That's an
Yeah, I
excellent.
would say if you feel really strongly that you should be the person that's providing your child's care as a paid individual, then this is your this is your chance to request that. So,
Well, one idea that comes to mind is the previous criterion. Maybe someone that does have their child in school, but then they are the only other caregiver that can provide care because the school may be an extremely supportive environment. I can think of, some of the public separate specialized schools that have multiple therapists, a full-time nurse staffing the facility, and all the teachers are trained, and the children attend the school throughout their entire educational experience. So many people are trained on each child. So that could be a situation where a child could needs could be addressed at school, but then those same individuals who are working as a team then could not provide all the rest of the care for that child. It could only be provided by a parent. And so maybe that distinction could come under this particular extraordinary circumstance because it's a little different than the last one. But I like the idea of what you commented, just when families are applying, to consider applying under multiple extraordinary circumstances that you feel do your child uh, meets the criteria, and provide the documentation for each of those in case that one of them is not met, that you're able to meet the other one.
yeah.
I think, Danya, that's a really good point because there are a lot of children who fall under multiple criteria and not just one. So it's very helpful to hear you confirm that you don't only have to meet one. If you meet more than one, that is a stronger case for your particular situation, for your child and for yourself and for your family. So that is a nuance that is very often not conveyed to parents when they are looking to be paid parents of their children. The other point that you raised, where it is interesting to say that children who do go to school, but what if there is no one to provide that care after school that doesn't technically fit into, well, there are no nurse aides available or whatever criteria that is possible. The child doesn't require 24/7 care or monitoring. So where does that fall into? How is it that only a parent can provide care after school hours? And often what happens is that a child might need a combination of qualifications to take care of the child. And one individual is not qualified to provide all of that care, but mom or dad or parent or legal guardian is. They've been trained and they take on the responsibility to provide all of that care. So that is another important point that you've raised, which could also possibly fit in this final category.
Yeah, and I think, as I've been thinking through what are some situations that I might would put under this category, and I think maybe for our nonverbal children that actually can communicate in alternative ways, that is not a way that another person would necessarily understand unless they spent a lot of time learning, but it's not like they could step in at the last minute and provide that care or be able to communicate with that child. Um, Also, someone who is possibly nurse level of care, but not quite, because nursing, like private duty nursing, doesn't can't be provided just for monitoring. But that your child drops their oxygen level multiple times a day and has to be um, responded to in that way, or has multiple blood sugar drops, or I'm just, was trying to imagine circumstances that PDN has said we can't just be in the home waiting for something to happen, which is understandable, but things do happen on a regular basis. And so that's why there does have to be that monitoring, but maybe it's not quite to the level of the previous one. Maybe that is something that I would include in this category that doesn't, yeah. Well, if we don't have anything else, then that concludes the 5 extraordinary circumstances. Thanks for watching. I think Alexandra has some final things for us.
Yes, just to say thank you so much for joining the channel and watching and being a part of the community. We will be making a lot more videos covering so many other issues and topics. Please comment in the comment section. Please pop a comment and let us know of any issues or topics that you would like to know more about, that you'd like to learn more about, that you would like us to cover. And make sure you comment. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, because you will then get notifications of new videos that are coming up and any new breaking news updates that Jenny will have for us. She'll be making short videos on those and keeping us updated. So make sure you want to get those notifications. And if you have any questions, you need any more information, you want to reach out to Jenny or to Dania, you can always visit the website, which is in fragilekidsnc.org. And visit the website. There's loads of information on there as well. And we look forward to bringing you more information, and stay tuned. And thanks for watching.